is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
Today we're discussing Trading Up Christmas, which originally premiered on Hallmark Mystery on Thursday, December 19th, 2024. This is our final countdown to Christmas movie review of the year. Thanks for hanging with us. If you are just now catching up on your holiday movie watching, maybe you have a Hallmark Plus subscription and all those movies are there, check our back catalog. We did quite a few movies from this season, plus interviews with cast and crew. So we'd love for you to check those out. We'd also love for you to follow us on Instagram. We are Girls Gone Hallmark. By the time this episode airs, we will be back home from the Kansas City experience, but we shared quite a bit about our trip.
We're not doing a recap podcast episode on our trip, right?
I don't think so.
Nothing can come close to the cruise. So
we will be doing a recap blog post that people can check out for all of our thoughts and details there in the coming days.
Hey, jump into our Facebook group, Girls Gone Hallmark. I noticed we are at 1.1.
Wow.
Now. I mean, I don't know if it rounds up at some point.
Do you think it's like 1,051 and now Facebook tells you are at 1.1?
Perhaps, but 51 new people since we hit.
Well, now I need to know how
1,000
actually have.
What's it at?
1,054. It does round
Well,
up.
hey, I don't care. That's how math works. We didn't officially record a review for Happy Howladays, but we do have a great interview with star Ezra Moreland. If you want to talk about the movie, there's a bunch of chatter in our Facebook group about it.
As well as about this movie, Trading Up Christmas, for which I would love to hear a synopsis.
Michelle helps her sister find a new home for Christmas by trading items for those of greater value. A local reporter shares her journey, inspiring the community to rally behind her.
Trading Up Christmas was directed by Bradley Walsh, who has 50 directing credits, which include from this year, 'Twas the Date Before Christmas, and last year's Catch Me If You Claus.
Oh, I wonder. We got a Italia Ricci
double feature.
Yeah. Joa Bakken wrote the script for Trading Up Christmas this year alone. Joa also wrote 'Tis the Season to Be Irish and Our Holiday Story, as well as Savoring Paris and Branching Out for Hallmark.
Busy, busy, busy. Italia Ricci stars as Michelle. Italia has 28 acting credits, including last year's steamy Catch Me If You Claus. Italia has several long-running series roles as well on shows like Chasing Life and Designated Survivor.
Michael Xavier plays Dan, the journalist man.
You're supposed to read it like this. Michael Xavier plays Dan, the journalist man.
How would I know that?
You wouldn't. That's just the mood I was in.
Inside your head. This is Michael's 47th acting project. He hasn't been on Hallmark since 2021 when he was in A Christmas Treasure. He plays Detective Simmons in the series Wild Cards.
Meredith Forlenza plays Sister Carrie. This is Meredith's 12th acting credit and her first appearance on Hallmark.
Tony Napo plays Carrie and Michelle's dad. Tony has 199 acting credits and can also be seen in the Mistletoe Murders series on Hallmark Plus, a series people are begging us to review.
You're going to have to wait about 6 months. Christopher Severite plays Dan's brother Jack. Christopher has 31 acting credits and was last seen on Hallmark in Northern Lights of Christmas.
Penny Cervini plays Rosie. This appears to be Penny's first acting credit.
Let's take a quick break and come right back with our thoughts on Trading Up Christmas. We're back from our break and it is time to talk first impressions. Wendy, what was your first impression of Trading Up Christmas?
I mean, we're at the end of the season here. I'm tapped out on funny first impressions. So it is, I need to know if the real trading up situation
inspired this movie.
And did it actually work?
Oh, yeah. She got a house. There's a whole article in Business Insider.
How does that work?
I don't know. I didn't actually read the article, but from a bobby pin to a house.
Wow.
It was a TikTok sensation at the time.
Like last year?
No,
years
I think it
ago?
started in 2020. And she didn't do it over a period of a week either. I mean, she had more than 10 days. It was a long, as you would imagine, trading up of that caliber.
Yeah.
Takes some time.
All right.
My first impression is there's no such thing as bad press, Michelle.
Dude, that is in my wishes, and I'm going to talk about it.
Before we do that, let's talk about what we liked.
Hey, I really liked Italia Ricci and Michael Xavier. I thought they were charming and they delivered laughs. I didn't expect maybe this to be as enjoyable as I thought it was.
We're on the same page there. I had low expectations, and I don't really know why. I think maybe,
I'll tell you, it's late in the season. It's a Thursday night movie.
well, but all of the Hallmark mystery movies were a Thursday night movie, so I don't want to say like everything on Hallmark mystery was a bust.
I don't think so. I like the Crystal Lowe movie a lot.
Yeah, me too. But I just think it's like the sheer volume, and we've had some really great movies lately. I was just thinking, they're just shoving it in at the end of the season. How good could it possibly be? It didn't get a ton of promo. My expectations were low, which perhaps helped, but I found it quite enjoyable to watch.
Me too. I'm not totally familiar with Bradley Walsh as a director. I mean, obviously seeing what his credits are here, but Joelle Bakken delivers solid scripts every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I didn't know that she wrote this movie going into watching it.
Yeah, Bradley Walsh was not a familiar name to me, I have to admit. And then I opened up his IMDb, and there's a ton of movies there. So he's been working on Hallmark, and I think they both delivered a real solid performance.
I think so too. Here's a question. I can't help but wonder why Hallmark insists on casting lesser known duos. I know Italia Ricci isn't a no-name actor on Hallmark,
Sure.
but she's been in one movie since
Mhm.
this is the only movie she's been in since last year,
Yeah.
right?
On Hallmark, yeah.
On Hallmark. So why do they pair her with Michael Xavier, who
Like you need someone to have that Hallmark star power to
thank you
bring
for
it
getting
in.
there for me. Yes.
I mean, is it a sheer numbers game? We're talking 50 movies this year.
It might be. It doesn't mean I liked Michael Xavier. In
I
this
did too.
movie.
Yeah, it's just an optics thing, right? Like people are going to show up for the movies for the actors that they love.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you want people to tune in simply based on that.
Right. That's why I bet this movie didn't get a lot of eyeballs on it, because this would be one reason.
It's the combination of factors, like you mentioned. Like Hallmark Mystery is an add-on channel for a lot of people.
Mhm.
And so I think there's a lot of reasons. It's late in the season. People are in
Over
a
it.
mad rush.
Oh, just me?
I do want to say that listener Michelle, I made a comment on a previous episode. We were talking about the volume of movies and is it warranted? Should they pull back? Obviously, Hallmark, DGAF, what we think about how many movies they put out. But I was like, my current life isn't like I'm on the couch watching TV after dinner. To be very clear, I'm not knocking that life. I live for a life where like dinner's done, my day is over.
Mm-hmm.
But a listener, Michelle, did reach out and she's like, that is my life. Look, her son is in college. Like she's launched. He actually just graduated.
I know. Was
Congratulations.
that the fastest 4 years ever?
Well, 3.5.
Damn.
Isn't that nice? So I was like, you've done the work, Michelle.
Relax.
Yeah.
Treat
Enjoy.
yourself.
Enjoy your nightly Hallmark movies.
Look, I told you last night that Hallmark Channel is the channel that I turn on to chill out to now. I mean, I don't know where Wendy has gone.
I mean, it's a full 180.
One of those drones picked up Wendy.
It emerged from the ocean.
Yeah. I'm just a hologram here, filled with good tidings and joy.
Here's some things I liked about this movie. I liked that the sister, Italia Ricci's character, Michelle, is like, I'm going to get you a house in 10 days. And of course, it's completely absurd. And the sister's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, happy ending. They get it. It works out. Fine. But the sister's like, I'm not even going to get excited about this. Like, you do you. But let's be serious here.
Right. I mean, at least like the sister was a realist in this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get super excited if somebody's like, I'm going to trade this stocking for a trip to Maui for you. I'll be like, okay, show me when that happens. Like,
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to get like jazzed up and tell my kid.
Yeah, which she didn't. I
We're
mean,
getting
she
a new
wisely was
house.
like, we're not going to say anything to Rosie. The sister has a great line when Michelle's like worried about like, oh, he's kind of a commitment phobe. She's like, you haven't even gone on a date yet, so maybe do that before you start worrying about his capacity for eternal commitment. Just felt like some light ribbing of the Hallmark way that I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's what Jawaba Botkin does.
Yeah.
Well, she does that really well. I like the romance between Michelle and Dan.
Yeah, me too.
I thought, of course they start out a little rough around the edges, but I mean, he's really the catalyst in this movie that like gets things going for Michelle. And I liked it. It was like this gradual build. It made me root for them. I was into it.
You could see them like falling for each other.
Yeah.
Like he shows up outside, the little
He
cafe.
kept showing up. Yeah.
And she's like happy to see him.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, hey. What else did you like?
I like that the story was really essentially about like kindness and community and rallying around somebody. I think that we don't have a whole lot of that in our real life. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it was nice. Like when the guy who runs the repair cafe, which the idea of I really liked, like that he's like, I'm going to take these old things and make them new and make them valuable again. When he was like, I have the ability to help you with this item that I have, so I'm going to do that. And then the dad even like gives up his boat
Yeah.
to help his daughter. I mean, of course, that the dad helping the daughter is like an easy leap to make,
Sure.
but he still didn't have to.
Right.
And, the community kind of gets excited for them. So,
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if it's just because it's where we live and like a lot of people, like there's not a lot of community.
pull into your garage, shut the door, go in the house, don't look at anybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you talk to your neighbors like on Halloween when everybody's out, but other than that, I don't know. Like I kind of love the idea of like you're like supporting this one person and there's nothing for you to gain from it.
Yeah.
It's just nice. I wish there were more of that.
A small note. I loved Michelle's headband wardrobe.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Megan was eyeing a headband yesterday when we were out shopping in the
Were you
Kansas
like,
City
Don't
marketplace.
buy that.
No, for a minute there, you were wearing a lot of headbands. They are very festive for you, and not like a gaudy festive headband, like a demure, very. You know what I mean? Like a very pretty, like
I like a headband.
accessory. Like I get it. I can't wear them. I look ridiculous in them, but they look good on you. I saw you eyeing one yesterday. I don't know why you didn't purchase it. Could have worn it today with your red sweatshirt.
Well, I didn't want one of the holiday ones. I wanted one like that I could wear. I wanted one that would
elegant,
like,
pretty one.
yeah, like a pretty one.
Anything else you liked?
That's it.
Well, just one last, and we kind of touched on it. I did enjoy the trading up concept for this movie. Different for Hallmark. I like that they kind of jumped on like what was a viral trend.
Mm-hmm.
It's outside of the box for them.
I also like that Dan says they murdered the cookies with frosting. I appreciate that they acknowledge how terrible they were at it.
Oh God, I just keep thinking about the icing in the Hanukkah on the Rocks movie.
All right, let's talk wishes.
So you talked about this in your first impression and the absolute absurdity that Michelle would turn down free press when this guy is trying to help her out and cover her story is so dumb.
Yeah, all because her sister doesn't want it to be public, which is perfectly reasonable. All she had to do was say, sure, but we can't talk about who it's for.
Yeah, keep the privacy.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm all in. His boss, though, that has got to be a complete lack of journalistic integrity to like give away the source, give away protected information that your journalist was keeping private.
Yeah, I think so.
Like he like sneaks it off of his phone.
Yeah, that's not cool by any means and
No.
feels super illegal, but
Also, like, I know it's real low stakes, like we're talking about a trading up situation, but like if you're trying to do any sort of serious journalism, nobody's going to come give you information if
I
you're just
know.
giving stuff away.
yeah.
I have a question, not a wish. I suppose I could phrase it this way. I wish I could understand how they got that house ready for Christmas Eve so fast.
Oh, the magic of Christmas.
It's like fully decorated, fully furnished,
yeah, it's not down
beautiful.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Like, here's a beautiful home for you to move into.
Yeah.
Whereas like 30 minutes earlier in the movie, she's like begging Dan like for maybe his brother knows of an abandoned house that her sister can move into.
The abandoned house line made me laugh so hard. There's got to be an abandoned house somewhere, as if there was one and if you could just take it over. If it's abandoned, someone owns it. Someone
bank
owns it.
Yeah. It's not just empty.
Yeah. You'd have to buy it from somebody.
That's crazy. Yeah, very funny.
Abandoned house here for the taking.
Yeah. My other wish is, did Michelle think this through at all from the beginning? Like, she just was like, here, I'm going to move on a hope and a dream and see if like I can trade a stocking for something better. Like in the movie. And I enjoyed that they tackled this, but it was like she was moving laterally, not vertically.
Yes.
Like she was not getting any better. She was getting other crappy equal junk.
Well, they needed to break out of the holiday item exchange. Like there's a lot of like a stocking for a sweater for a Santa, an eggnog flight situation, right?
Right.
Like I get that they needed that because it was a holiday movie, but all of that stuff is like, yeah, you needed to jump. Like, oh, now we have the trip. Now we have the jet ski, all of this other stuff. It did seem like it took a little bit too long to get there in the name of
Christmas
holiday
stuff.
joy.
Yeah, exactly.
I just have a question. Michelle's like really eternally optimistic in this movie.
Sure.
And when Carrie and Michelle finally have like kind of a blowout, it's mild, but Carrie's like, you believe in magic so much that you can't handle any bit of bad news. And I was like, is that true? Is it true that she can't handle bad news? Or is she just like, I'm going to believe in my ability to do this? That's just her personality. But I just thought, is a person who's optimistic a person who also can't handle bad news? Are those the same thing?
That's an interesting question. I think if you're an optimist and you receive bad news, I think you interpret it differently.
Yeah, but to me, I felt like it was an unfair comment. Look, I am not an optimist. We all know
You're
this.
a realist.
That's right.
What am I? I think I'm an optimist, but Megan disagrees. She shakes her head. You think I'm a pessimist, really?
No, I think we've had this discussion before. I think you used to be an optimist.
Maybe we're both realist, but just in
Maybe.
our own Megan and Wendy ways.
I think most people, well, maybe that's not true. I don't know. I think most people tend towards the middle, right?
I would love to meet like a true optimist.
Yeah.
Just to like catch their vibe. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm not an optimist, but
I don't think it means you're a negative person. I don't think optimism and positivity are synonymous. I think you're a positive person. I think there's a difference, though.
I need, if you consider yourself an optimist, I need you to slide into our DMs. I just want to like pick your brain. I'm curious.
Yeah. Are you ready to see that?
I am. I only have one.
Me too. Go ahead.
It was a really dirty joke that I could not believe.
Oh my
land.
Yes.
So it's when Sister Carrie meets Dan's brother, and Dan's brother is a realtor who has bench ads, and she's like, I've sat on your face before.
And he goes, I'm sorry, what?
That was my exact reaction. I was like, excuse me? I texted Megan right away. I was like, I just heard the dirtiest joke in a Hallmark movie. I cannot believe it. Like, look, I'm not grabbing my pearls. I laughed out loud, but like, could not believe it.
They've gotten away with a lot more this year.
Flying too close to the sun. They're not like watching as closely, I don't think.
Oh, you think?
I don't know.
My did you see that is in the final scene when Michelle and Dan share their stocking side kiss.
Yeah.
On the coffee table behind them, there is a little bit of holiday decor that is a Ray Dunn Merry Christmas item.
Woof.
That is a real full circle.
If you know anything about us.
We both used to love Ray Dunn. Wendy really used to love
I got
Ray
super
Dunn.
into it. When I moved, I got rid of so much of my stuff.
Like, you used to be like a Ray Dunn reseller.
I did. I just got into the hype.
It has absolutely like jumped the shark.
Oh, for sure. Like, look, I'm not buying pajamas that say pajama on it.
It makes me so mad when I walk through like Home Goods. I'm like, look at this cute cookie jar. And you turn around and it's like, yum. I'm like, I just wanted the cute little candy cane cookie jar.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I really like Rae Dunn's original stuff, which you can like buy on her website.
My hot take is that Rae Dunn mugs are the perfect size and shape.
Oh, they're great.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you rate Trading Up Christmas? I think this movie should have been called Trading Up for Christmas.
I agree.
Would you?
And I keep getting it mixed up with Trading Places.
Is that an Eddie Murphy movie?
It is. Wait, and isn't this guy like
That's
related to
weird.
Eddie Murphy?
It's his son-in-law. Michael Xavier is Eddie Murphy's son-in-law.
That's so weird.
Someone in our Facebook group said that. I just trust that they know that to be true.
Interesting. I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was a solid movie.
Me too. Exactly. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. Tomorrow we are kicking off our Holidays Marathon. We will drop a new episode every weekday for the next 8 days, recapping that series. So it's time to start binging, y'all. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.